This is a special broadcast of the Doomer Bloomer podcast. We have moved into season 3, and we'll be having all new guests, all new hosts in the All Truths Only network. I am personally taking a step back. I will be doing the social media campaign and content marketing for our new season. John Wynn will be joining us momentarily sometime here in the new year, as soon as he has some time in his schedule and we can coordinate that. Elaine will be coming back at some point. We're going to be doing a joint podcast about the Daily Taoist. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce a very special guest, a podcast or a broadcast that I recorded last summer. His name is Sam Way. Sam is 28 years old now. He was 27 at the time. He's recovering or is recovered from a very traumatic brain injury. He was run over by a train as a child. It's a story of hope, bravery, and triumph. I hope you get as much out of this recording as I did talking to Sam. It's a little bit guerrilla style. It may cut out or cut in at some point here. I didn't have as much bandwidth to record at the time because of the internet connection. But the message is still there, and I would love for you guys to hear it. Namaste from Will NEMO. Please check out and rate our podcast on Podchaser, Doomer Bloomers Podcast, The Daily Taoist, and Yukon Gold Energy Podcast, as well as Hard Times, Create Strong Men, and The Broken Link. Cheers. And we're live. Welcome back to the Doomer Bloomer Podcast with Will S. We're talking about the hero's journey, the 10 and perhaps soon to be 12 pillars framework for success, life, business, and relationships. We're podcasting about the hero's journey and how to get yourself from becoming a doomer back to a bloomer. Today on the podcast, I have a very special guest and now a close friend of mine. His name is Sam Way, broadcasting from Barrier, British Columbia. How are you, Sam?
I'm great.
I met Sam just about 2 weeks ago now at the local workout park around 6 o'clock in the morning. And Sam, just to let the listeners know, you basically walk down to the park just about every day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is so special about that at 27 years old?
For me, so walking in the morning, it's so peaceful, and I love the peacefulness of it. And honestly, it's also kind of about my independence, because I'm not very independent.
Some would say. However,
let me rephrase that. I am a very independent person. I live at home with my mom because I can, and it's it was always a very good idea too. So that's what I do, even though I'm sacrificing some independence for that.
Right. I just want you to tell the listeners the same thing that you told me when we first met at the park. Do you remember what you told me? Hi, my name is Sam.
Yeah.
And I have.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I have a brain injury.
Right.
And my dad hurt me, and it was really hard recovering as much as I have, but here we are now. And I get to a bank on the side of the road, and that's where the deer leaves me. But that was just the coolest experience of my life.
Really?
Yes.
More than meeting God when you were 10.
Wow.
You were telling me that on the first day that we met.
Yeah. Nothing can be as cool as that.
So tell me a little bit more about your encounter.
My encounter.
Like what choice did God ask you?
Oh, God asked me if I'll tell the whole story.
Perfect.
So when while I was down in my coma, so I was taken to a hospital where I stayed for a week, I think, and then I was airlifted to Children's Hospital, where I stayed there for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
The doctors, my leg, my leg had a big gash in it from the train, but the bones were so close together that the doctors let it heal on its own. And then I think they put me in a drug-induced coma to allow my brain time to heal itself. So while I was in this coma, I think I remembered certain points in my life, like going through the memories of my life, the points where I was happy. And then I got to a gate where I sat down and waited, and then I think I had dinner with God, and where he asked me if I wanted to live again, and I said yes. I haven't gotten to experience love yet. And that's what life is all about. We're here to experience love.
I agree. I think that's it's part of the 10 pillars.
Yeah.
Right. Love is one of my very important pillars.
Yeah.
You're as I said when I first met you, you're a very impressive individual. You've overcome a lot.
Yeah.
So now that you're 27, looking back on what happened to you, getting basically run over by a train, right?
I'm not sure if I was run over by it.
Yeah.
I think what happened is my dad put me beside the train tracks.
Okay.
In a sleeping bag that had those sharp railroad track rocks.
Okay.
In it.
And going from that, so if you could live a different life, would you choose a different life, or do you choose the life you have?
Well,
all things being equal.
No, I wouldn't. This brain injury happened to me for a reason. I needed to have it in order for my spirit to, I guess, learn something from it. Yeah.
Well, that is what I think life is kind of about. It's about learning and growing, experiencing new things.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I woke up from my coma, a few weeks after I woke up, when I was in my wheelchair, I had decided to forgive my dad. And I think that's really what, like that forgiveness is the other side of love. It's loving something enough to forgive it if it does do you wrong.
That's a important lesson. I think a lot of people could get a lot of wisdom from that.
You need to forgive. You need to like love is love, yes, but forgiveness is also an act of love.
This is true.
And yeah,
so
people need to realize that.
I guess we've kind of talked about this a little bit with theater, but what have been some good resources for you that have helped you along your path to recovery or becoming a bloomer?
Resources.
Like either books or people or events, things that like you needed to learn about in order to.
People, definitely.
Yeah, that's a big. Who are the most 3 influential people to you?
So down there in Alder Grove, I had this RA, this awesome RA. He's an awesome guy named Trevor Karn. He really helped me come out of my shell, as it were, and helped me to walk again. He did what my dad used to do, was take me out golfing.
Oh yeah.
And that's the secret
Golf.
to my love. Take me golfing.
that's a secret. Golf is a secret to life, is it?
Yeah.
It's not simple. You don't have to read no books. Just go play some golf. What are you talking about?
Actually, golfing is how I got, like, I walk down ridiculous distances.
Yeah.
That's because of golfing. Walking 18 holes, that's a lot of walking. And so I walk, and it was really important for me to walk. I think what finally got to my head while I was in a wheelchair is like Trevor and I would go to a golf course when I was still in my wheelchair, and he'd take me to the driving range and I would stand up and hit the ball. And for him, it was kind of crazy. He had to hold me up by the hips while I'm swinging a golf club. He had to have a helmet on just in case for his own safety. And I had wanted to play a round of golf, but the owners of the course weren't sure about having a wheelchair on the course. So at first I didn't. We went to the driving range, and as they got to know me, they let me golf the course in a wheelchair. And so yeah, that was good of them. I enjoyed that. I think so what I was saying was, I think golfing again is what really gave me the not the confidence but the motivation to walk again. And yeah, my love of golf is what did it for me.
Yeah, and now you're at the workout park in the mornings.
Yeah.
You have your YouTube channel. Is that the best place for people to connect with you, the Sam Way YouTube channel? If they want to try and reach out to you?
Yeah.
To learn more about your story?
Yeah.
Okay, and just for the record, what is the channel name?
I was young when I made it, so keep that in mind. But it's Sammy Magoo too. I'm not sure if that's still the name. Like, that was the name when I started out. But I think because YouTube got bought by Google, it's all Googleized now, and the channel is called Sam Way.
Yeah, I'll make a link for the listeners in the description. Besides my final question, which is my zombie plan question, is there anything you would like to say to our listeners, doomer bloomers out there, potential people that have maybe a similar experience to yours? What advice would you give to them?
Please don't ever give up. Giving up isn't the way. You have been through so much, and you can get through this. You need to believe in yourself, and you will. But don't give up, even when you're in a dark place. I know it can seem hopeless, but giving up doesn't do anything for you, for the situation. It just, you, it giving up defeats you. It, you, by accepting that you're giving up, it's, you're accepting defeat and letting it ruin your life, whatever you're going through. But by not giving up, you live to fight another day. And that's what I'd say to all of you listening right now. Please, you need to keep fighting the good fight.
All right, Sam. Yeah, thank you very much, Sam, for telling your story. This has been Will S. with the Doomer Bloomer podcast. You can find us on all of the different platforms, including YouTube. I will make a link in the description to Sam's channel as well. The Doomer podcast on Twitter, the Doomer Bloomers on Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like to be on the podcast, yes, Sam?
Yeah.
If you'd like to be on the podcast, reach out to myself or John Wynn, who occasionally hosts. And yeah, we'd love to try and tell your story and get your Doomer to Bloomer hero's journey told. Have yourself a great and prosperous day. Cheers. Thank you for listening to the Doomer Bloomer podcast with Will NEMO. This episode has been sponsored by me and Repurpose. Repurpose is a website that allows you to take web content and spread it across many different social media platforms without having to do it manually. You can just set it and forget it. Thank you, Repurpose. If you see my affiliate link out in the ether, please grab it and you'll get a discount through the Doomer Bloomer podcast. As well, please leave a review on Podchaser. It's the best place, on Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you listen on the platforms. Look for the Doomer Bloomer podcast, the Daily Taoist, and Yukon Gold. Those are my three main outlets. Once again, thank you for your listenership, guys. I'm going to get back in the saddle this year. I'm going to have all new guests, all new sponsors. Doomer Bloomers is getting a facelift, so please subscribe to the Patreon at the Amazon Alexa level.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Will set you up with a brand new device for your house, and you can join the monthly book club, the Signal group, the Telegram group, and the Discord group, and you can get direct access to me and John win. Namaste from Will Nemo. Cheers.
Yeah, this would be fun.